Mr. President, do you remember this promise that you made to Kenyans?
Hatuwezi kuendelea kuongea mambo ya viongozi kila wakati. Kiongozi fulani atapata nini? Kiongozi fulani atapata nini? Kiongozi fulani atapata cheo gani? Kiongozi fulani atakuwa na mamlaka gani? Haiwezekani kuwa Kenya ni ya viongozi peke yao. Kenya hii kuna viongozi ambao ni wachache, lakini vile vile tuko na wananchi wengi, mamilioni. Ni lini mambo ya huyu mtu mdogo, mwananchi mdogo, mambo yake itazungumziwa? Tarehe gani? Siku gani? Mwaka gani? Mambo ya huyu mtu mdogo itazungumziwa. Ni mnanielewa? Na ndio tukasema tutabadilisha hii mjadala katika Kenya. Na hii mjadala haiwezi kuendelea kuwa ati mazungumzo katika Kenya ni ya vile tutabadilisha katiba, fulani apate cheo, viongozi wagawane mamlaka, na hiyo ndio Kenya itakaa namna hiyo. Hapana. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Na ndio tunasema lazima tubadilishe hii mjadala, ili badala ya kuongelea mambo ya viongozi pia tuongee mambo ya wananchi. Walikuwa wanafikiria ni mchezo wakati niliwaeleza serikali ya 2022 itaundwa na mahasla. Hawa mama mboga hawa, watu ya bodaboda hawa, wale wa kuuza kiosk, wale watu wa chini ndio wataunda serikali ya 2022.
You promised Kenyans an all-inclusive government that specifically comprises of the people at the bottom of the pyramid, the ones you call Mama Mboga, the hustlers, and the mtu boda. However, Mr. President, it appears that you have been preaching water and drinking cheap wine. As soon as you put down the Bible 6 months ago, you have done everything contrary to what you promised. You have created various unconstitutional public offices to reward freeloaders and sycophants at the expense of the taxpayer. You are, in fact, doing a clean sweep of public service, including in parastatal boards, to create more room to reward your loyal but clueless boys and girls despite their little experience or competence to deliver for Kenyans. You have bloated the wage bill further with these unnecessary appointments, but on public platforms, you speak about austerity measures. You have played us for fools.
I have instructed the Ministry of Finance to work with all the other ministries so that we can shave off 300 billion shillings from this budget of this year. It's not a simple assignment. It's not an easy thing to do. But I promise you, we will do it.
Mr. President, let me break down the numbers for you because you love numbers. The illegal office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, which you created to reward former Minister Musalia Mudavadi, was allocated 751.9 million shillings for recurrent expenditure in the current financial year. Your regime has gone further to create another position for the wife of the Prime Cabinet Secretary who is in office unconstitutionally. It is that bad. It is estimated that your Cabinet Administrative Secretaries, CAS, who will be in office unconstitutionally, will cumulatively be taking home up to 17 million shillings every single month for their salaries alone. In fact, it has emerged that you Kenyans will pay at least 2 billion to finance these unconstitutional offices, including a hefty mortgage payment of 35 million shillings and a 10 million car grant. We have been wondering why you have been squeezing us to pay more taxes. Now, we know that the reason is that you are robbing us so that you can maintain your harem of freeloaders and sycophants. Your own office, Mr. President, was allocated 23.1 billion shillings, out of which 17.08 billion shillings was meant for recurrent expenditure. This allocation was later pushed up to 31.42 billion shillings, of which 24.07 billion shillings was for recurrent expenditure, while 7.35 billion shillings was for development expenditure. What's more dumbfounding is that in the few months that you have been in office, you have already exceeded your budget by a whopping 450.11 million shillings. And now you are asking for another 5.18 billion shillings from a supplementary budget. Your deputy Rigathi Gachagua is also asking for more money to a tune of 450.85 million shillings for his personal kitty, aside from what he has been allocated within your office. Mr. President, you scrapped subsidies that were helping to cushion Kenyans from the high cost of living because you said that the country could no longer afford it. But the question we are asking today is, can Kenyans continue to sustain your expensive lifestyle together with your harem of clueless sycophants while they choke from the high cost of living? How much more insensitive can you get? How come there isn't enough money to offer stimulus packages for suffering Kenyans, but there is enough to pay you and the members of your regime?